Narayana Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Dear friends, let us continue our sincerity, our commitment for our study of the Shastras, trying to understand our Jivana Laksham and Margam. This is what is the one which pleases our Guru Parampara as well as the Lord. So, in their pleasing, their blessings come. When the blessings come, clear understanding and doing of sadhana happens through us. With that, we start not only getting the glimpses or experiences, but we also understand this is what is the actual life and not that which we were living earlier. All these things should happen in our life. For that, what is our role or contribution or part is to be committedly regular in our Shravana to the Shastra. After a long listening only, those layers of confusion, misunderstanding, delusions, they start going away. Then only the clear understanding of the purpose of life and the glory of the goal indicated by Upanishad Shastras, we start appreciating, not before that. So, this regularity is the price everybody will have to pay. We are no exception. So, like every day today, also, we start with our prayers. We chant our Agni Suktam today. Then we will chant Taittiriya mantras and then we will see the meaning through the Adi Shankara Bhashyam. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharusibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya. Om Sarvopaplavarahitāh Prajñānaghanah Pratyagarthah Brahmaivahamasmi Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasaram cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Mathasya Shishyam Sri Shankaracharya Mathasya Padma Padam cha Stamalakam cha Shishyam Tam Totakam Vardhikaramanyaan Asmadguron Santadamanatosmi Sadashivasamarambham Vyasashankarammadhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guruparamparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Jnananandamayan Devam Nirmalam Spatigaकृtim Adharam Sarvavidyanam Hayagrivam Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Bhishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Karuna Varunalaya Valayamam Bhavasagara Dukkha Viduna Hrudam Rachaya Darshana Tattvavidam Bhagava Shankara Deshikame Sharanam Oma Brahmaloka Sheshada Loka Loka Parvatat Ye Vasanti Dvija Devaha Tebhyo Nityan Namo Namaha Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitanga Karasadrusham Tattvamasya Laksham एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। ओम परब्रह्मणे नमः। ओम श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। ओम समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो अस्मद्देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्यादि तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। श्री भाष्यकाराय श्री आद्यशंकर सद्गुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणाम् अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृतकङ्कणबद्धसाधकसेवकानां विघ्नशत्रुनिर्मूलन शक्तिसाधना संपदा अनुकूल्यता सिद्धि द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्य दिग्विजयार्थम श्री अग्निसूक्तस्य पारायणं श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषत्तस्य पारायणं उपनिषदा पारायणं श्री आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनस्य प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ श्री अग्निसूक्तम्। ओम अथ श्री अग्निसूक्तम्। ओम अग्निः सप्तिं वाजंभरं ददात्यग्निर्वीरं श्रुत्यं कर्मनिष्ठाम् अग्निरोधसी विचरत् समञ्जन्नग्निर्नारें वीरकुक्षिं पुरन्धिम् अग्नेरप्नस समिदस्तु भद्राग्निर्महीरोदसी आ विवेश अग्निरेकं चोदयत् समत्स्वग्निर्वृत्राणि दयते पुरोणे अग्निर्हत्यञ्जरतः कर्णमावाग्निरद्भ्यो निरदहज्जरूतम् अग्निरत्रिं घर्म उरुष्य दन्तरग्निर्नृमेधं प्रजया सृजत्सम् अग्निर्दाद्रविणं वीरपेशा अग्निर्ऋषिम्य सहस्रासनोति अग्निर्दिवि हव्यमातता नाग्निर्धामानि बिभ्रता पुरुत्रा अग्निमुक्तैर्ऋषयो विह्वयन्तेऽग्निं नरो यामनि बाधिता सह अग्निं वयो अन्तरिक्षे पतन्तोऽग्निः सहस्रापर्याति गोनाम् अग्निं विषईलते मानुषीर्या अग्निं मनुषो नहुषो विजाताः अग्निर्गान्धर्वीं पत्यामृतस्याग्निर्गर्भ्योतिघृता निषत्ता अग्नये ब्रह्मरुभवस्ततक्षुरग्निं महामवोचामासु भृक्तिम् अग्ने प्रावचरितारं यविष्ठाग्ने महिद्रविणमायजस्व। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद। ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुमिहि पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ओम अथ शान्तिमन्त्रः। ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानंदवल्ली शांति मंत्रः। ओम सहना भवतो सहनौ भुनक्तो सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us chant the Panchama Anuvaka which we are discussing. Om Atha Panchamonuvakaha. Om Vijnanam Yajnam Tanute Karmani Tanute Vicha Vijnanam Deva Sarve Brahma Jeshtamupasate Vijnanam Brahma Chedveda Tasmat Chenna Pramadyate Sharire Papmano Hitva Sarvan Kaman Samashnuta iti Tasyaisha eva Sharira Atma Yah Purvasya Tasmadva etasmat Vignanamayat Anyontara Atmanandamaya Tenaisha Purnaha Sava Esha Purusha Vida Eva Tasya Purusha Vidhatam Anvayam Purusha Vidaha Tasya Priyameva Shiraha Modo Dakshinaha Pakshaha Pramoda Uttaraha Pakshaha Ananda Atma Brahma Pucham Pratishtha Tadapyesha Shloko Bhavati Om Shanti 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 Om Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Samasta Brahma Vidyacharibhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Namaha Smat Gurubhyo Namaha. Having saluted all our Rishimuni Guru, thanking them for keeping us on track by giving us the opportunity as well as little ability to be continuously on this path of studying Shastram, trying to understand the truth and untruth through that. Even though our walking is very, 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 very slow, yet thank God we are on the path and walking with the same intensity of bhakti and shraddha to the Shastra and Guru and Daivam, and with same intensity of our own sincerity and commitment. When we continue, more and more abilities, subtleties start coming to us, with which the subject will be understood more clearly without any ambiguity. It's all in the crystal clear understanding only that the entire problem gets dissolved. The problem of limitations, the problem of samsara, the problem of worldliness, the problem of bondage and misery, the problem of delusion, the problem of ignorance. All of that will get slowly, slowly sorted out to anyone in this universe who are regular and sincere. We are no exception at that time when we were not doing sadhana, that we are not blessed with our evolution. So too we are no exception when we are now committed to do sadhana, that the Lord, as He blessed any serious, sincere student, shall bless us also. Now this Panchakosha Viveka, and through that transcending them, reaching to Parabrahma Tattva is one of the most enchanting, beautiful, effective, interesting spiritual sadhana. Like in life also, we have to live unbiased way for our proper conduction of dharma and eke out the happiness and exhaust the whatever prarabdha. So too, in the study of Shastra, in the understanding of Panchakosha and Viveka also, when we can be unbiased that way, uncontaminated that way, undisputed or touched that way, then it is very clear explanation, understanding, and experience that this is a position of the koshas, and this is my position. I need not be them. They may be there for me for my use, but I need not be bound by them either with atmiyata or the mamata. These subtle things start clicking to us. So we were trying to study each of the kosha, anna, prana, mana. We have seen, though it is not so complete because after Shravanam, lot of mananam, regular mananam, has to be done for doubtless understanding. Understanding is not the only purpose of ours. Our purpose is to experience it. To experience that, the due sadhanas we have to do. For example, unless for a long time I do the sadhana, that I am pranamaya, I am pranamaya, I am pranamaya, that I am not the annamaya, that experience will not come. And if that doesn't come, then we are not at all doing sadhana. Sadhana is certainly transcending each of the kosha and each of the kosha creating bondage in our life. So, in the same way, not satisfied with the theory, we will have to enter into practice also as early as possible to translate the understanding into the direct, personal, immediate, undoubted experience. Now we have come to the Vijnanamaya Kosha. It is inside Manomaya Kosha. It is permeating the entire Manomaya Kosha. It is the Atma of Manomaya Kosha, therefore ours also. Okay, and then it also has got its five limbs. Shraddhaiva Shira, Rutam Dakshina Pakshaha, Satyamuttara Pakshaha, Yoga Atma Mahavucham Pratishta. What is the meaning of each one of them, and what should be the consequence of this understanding about five limbs and this presence of the Vijnanamaya Kosha beyond Manomaya. Last few days we were trying to understand through the Bhashyam. Now, by the way, another thing is introduced in the Panchama Kosha, Panchama Anuvaka, like it was told when we were discussing other koshas also, that even though you are not aiming at Brahma Tattva, you are just living at the kosha level, yet even at the kosha level also, you can have a more dignified life, more luxurious life, more comfortable life when you do the tuning to the Samasti Vijnanamaya Kosha Mahat Brahma with Upasana. Like Anna Brahma, Prana Brahma, Mano Brahma, we have done. Here also, more clearly, elaborately said here than the earlier koshas, that there is a chance for you to do the Upasana of Mahat Brahma and expand your own horizon. The two benefits out of it are not two, the three benefits out of it are: first benefit is the limitation of the Vijnana will slowly grow beyond. Second, with the Samasti Mahat Brahma Tadatmya, all the Sukha of the Samasti come to us. Third is what? From there it is less difficult to transcend the Upadhi and discover the oneness, because by that time we do these Upasanas and tune to Mahat Brahma, our intellectual abilities, capacities become purer, subtler, and deeper. With that, comprehending and abiding in the pure Parabrahma beyond all the koshas become more effective. For all these three reasons, in this Panchamonavaka, first, after quoting from the Rigveda about the Vijnanamaya Kosha, second, the Upasana of the our Vijnanamaya Kosha to be the Mahat Brahma Vijnanamaya Kosha is given. And before that, the example of Devatas is given to us. All the Devatas have Jnana and Aishwarya. They are all Jnana Sampanna and Aishwarya Sampanna. This Jnana Aishwarya Sampannata which they have is given to them by the Mahat Brahma only. How did the Mahat Brahma give them? Not to us and all or anyone. He gave to them because they were always doing the Mahat Brahma Upasana, even now. So what is the Mahat Brahma Upasana? Is sacrificing the isolated individuality, identity at the altar of the Samashti. So, Abhimanam Krutva is the word. Vijnanamaye Brahmani Abhimanam Krutva. So, the four aspects of Vijnanamaya Brahma may Abhiman Karna is what? First, whatever Jnanam I have as a Vijnanamaya Kosha at my level, it is not my own. It is given to me by the Vijnanamaya. Second is what? I as an individual Vijnanamaya Kosha is never separate from the total Vijnana. Third, that the total Vijnanamaya only has employed me. Fourth, therefore, whatever that Mahat Brahma or Samashti Vijnanamaya tells, that alone I do, and that too for the Mahat Brahma, not for me, my Vijnanamaya. This is called as the Abhimanam Krutva, and it will be it should be understood first of all, felt thereafter, then long time practice it should be done. Then only we will see the Samashti Vijnanamaya alone is expressing through us the individual Vijnanamaya. This individual Vijnanamaya, no more like in the earlier case, is a victim of individual's vasanas or individual's mind or individual upadhis. Devatas were doing like that. Therefore, they are intact in their position. In their position, their knowledge is intact and their Ishwaratva also intact. The Ishwaratva is whatever the work is given to them in the scheme of the maintenance of the total universe. And the knowledge is what? How to do use that Ishwaratva. Second thing is what? Those Devatas in their absolute self, they are always in touch with the Parabrahma also. Therefore, the Vijnanam Devaha Sarve Brahma Jeshtam Upasate. So, Indradeyaha Devaha. Yashnavisa, therefore, it means Vedamata says that there is Parabrahma also, there is Mahatbrahma also, there are Indradi Devatas also, and these Devatas, because of their Upasana, they are in that Jnana Aishwarya. With that Jnana and Aishwarya, they are safe and secured by not falling trapped to their own Maya. They are also given the power to manage the world, which is the work of the Mahatbrahma. So, in the Vyavahar level, when we have that type of individuality with the upadhis, this is what we have to understand and do. Just like when I am a member of my family, so I am a part of total family. Head of the family called father, he is taking care. It is always healthy to be in tune with him. Then the whole family is happy, the head is happy, I am happy. So too when I am there in any office or organization, I am not isolated individual. I am a part of the total. Therefore, it has got a boss. When according to the boss's directions, when we do, good for the boss, good for the company, good for me. And whatever boss tells, again it is not for his selfishness. He is in that boss position just mainly because of his selfless position, as well as he is the one to maintain, the manage the totality is there. For that he is given the boss position, not to have that arrogance. Therefore, respect that boss. He is an expression of the divine in the maintenance of totality. It is just like what we are going to study in the next class regarding the Ishvara and the definition there. So, keeping all these things very strong in our mind, then we will be able to understand and accept the compulsion, the need of our Vijnanamaya doing the Upasana of the Mahatbrahma. And what is the Upasana? Abhimanam Krutva. What is the Abhimanam? These 4 points. Whatever I have the knowledge is given by the Mahatbrahma only. I am never separate from the Mahatbrahma. Mahatbrahma alone has appointed me. Therefore, it is always good to do what Mahatbrahma says, not whatever I want to do. Mahatbrahma, what it says to us to do, is given to us through the Shastra, and Shastra is interpreted and explained to us by our Guru. In this way, we have Devatas are doing, they have grown therefore to that stature of Devatas. This is what already seen by us in the Prathama Valli also. When we do Upasana of each of the Devatas, we reach to that Devata Yoni or Devata Sthiti. Bhuriti Vayu Agnihi Bhuvariti Vayu Swaritya Mahaiti Brahmani. See what is said there is same said here. And with all this is said and done, by doing our Upasana of our Vijnanamaya as Mahatbrahma, that means doing works only according to the totality, though it fetches us lot of benefits, facilities, even up to oneness with Mahatbrahma we can achieve. But please always have in mind, still it is Upadhi Yukta expression only. It is always few steps lower than the Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti, which is our main and final goal. But this Avantara Upasana is only told to increase our ability capacity by invoking Mahatbrahma Kripa, and also to increase the faith in us that in this way that Narayana Paramatma has the Maya Shakti through him to express as the Samashti and Vyashti. इन बातों का दृढ़ता से समझने के लिए श्रुति माता, though it is not the goal, but in between she goes on telling. So here, Vijnanam Devaha Sarve we have understood. Brahma Jeshta Upasate we have understood. Now, after giving the Devatas example, we are also given the advice by the Shruti Mata, not an order. Shruti Mata never orders us, even Vedanta also. Some places where she orders is wherever the individual is supposed to be in tune with the total and not wrong tune with the total and troubling the total. At that time, Shruti Mata comes as giving the Adeshas. Otherwise, the whole Shruti is Upadesha and Sandesha only. Okay. Like in Taittiriya, first early you have seen Esha Adesha, Eshopadesha, Esha Vedopanishad, Etadanuशासनम, Evam Upasitavyam, Evam Uchaitadupasyam. We have seen that thoroughly for more than a week. The meaning of each of those words there uttered by the Shruti Mata. So here also, what is told to us to be done are two things. One, the thing to be done. Second is the care to be taken. The thing to be done is Vijnanam Brahma Chedvedo. That's what. When we clearly, crystal clearly understand and get convinced and keep practicing that my individual Vijnanamaya Kosha is the Mahatbrahma only. Only the quantitatively for the sake of Vyavahara. The Mahat is infinite and I am limited. But otherwise, whether the water is in the infinite ocean or the water is in a small lake, water-wise it is same. Quality-wise it is same. It is same only, no, it is one only. Quantity-wise, okay. In the same way, Vijnanam Brahmached Vedame, as we told just 2 minutes back, through these 4 types of attitudes, practicing them, we reach to a level that we are never ever away apart, separate from the total. That's the meaning of Vijnanam Brahmached Veda. Vijnanam Brahmached Veda, the literal meaning is, my own Vijnanamaya is Mahatbrahma only. But this is the last stage, which is reached through the earlier practices. The earlier practices are these ones. This Vijnanamaya of mine is given by the Samashti. I am never separate from that total Vijnanamaya. And it is Vijnanamaya who has appointed me. I have to do the work only for Samashti Vijnana. These things continuously thought will remove the separation of me from the Samashti Vijnana. When the separation becomes zero, this sentence comes up, Vijnanam Brahmachet Veda. So at that level of reaching to the stage of my Vijnanamaya is nothing but Brahman, at that stage, whatever that Mahat Brahma does Sankalpa, that alone expresses through this Vijnanamaya. This Vijnanamaya owner called as Jiva will not have his own project through this Vijnanamaya. And a Jiva will have a project only when he has a vasanas, when he has all the nonsense of the worldliness. But when this upasana is done, then this outcome will come. Whenever I am using my Vijnanamaya Kosha, that is used by the total for the sake of Samashti only Mahatbrahma. That state of being we have to reach to. This is the effort. While doing so, to enhance our reaching or the achievement of the goal, the most important caution we have to take is said in the second line. And that is what? Tasmat chet na pramadyati. Yesterday we were pondering over this very exhaustively. We have started. So, tasmat chet na pramadyati. And also, if we are not falling prey and entering into the pramada in doing this, while doing this, there is umpteen number of chances for falling prey and getting into the pramada. And what is pramada? And what is the remedy for not falling into pramada is a big important topic. First thing is understood. The my own Vijnanamaya should never have its own personal agenda. It should be as told by Mahatbrahma only. Mahatbrahma tells us through Vedas, Vedas are explained to us by the Guru, if not direct Vedas, through Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Ityasa. In that again only three things are told. One is our own dharma acharana according to Varnashrama. Second is the Dravya Yajnas for the achievement of any of the worldly things. Third is the Jnana Yajna to achieve the moksha. ये तीन ही वेद का सार है और ये जहां भी बताए श्रुति में छोड़कर पुराण इतिहास में अंडरस्टैंड दैट ऑल इज फ्रॉम वेद like in any of the religions of the world when they talk about absolute truth that is from Veda only because Veda talks about ultimately that only. In that way the Vijnanamaya should be tuned to the Shastra Jnanam. Guru tells us only these three things: Varnasramanusara Dharma, then Vedanusara Dravya Yajna for this or otherworldly Prapti. So to Vedanta Anusara Jnana Yajna for the moksha through Brahmanamurti. These are the three things which are mainly told in the bulk of Vedas. Same in our understanding level, Purana Ityasa that is said, that also we can't study. Therefore, the Guru studies and tells us, our Acharyas. Therefore, even taking the Acharya as Pramanam, who has taken the Purana Ityasa as Pramanams, which are having Veda as a Pramanam, that also helps us. So, this is the meaning of Vijnanam Brahmachet Veda. This individual Vijnana has none of his own personal project or agenda other than what Mahatbrahma says, and what Mahatbrahma says is these three. Very spashta. But while doing so, there is a danger. The danger of pramada. Therefore, tasma chet na pramadyate. Therefore, by saying this, the Shruti Mata herself, as if washing the hands to say that as much it is your responsibility to do the Mahat Brahma Upasana in the said manner, so much again it is your own responsibility not to fall into the pramada. And what are all our upasanas for then? Asking the Ishvara to protect from all. Ishvara never protects by maintaining us into that blind and ignorant level. Ishvara's protection to us is by giving the wisdom by which we transcend pramad. सीधा प्रमाद से दूर नहीं करते हमको, थोड़ा थोड़ा शुरू में करते हैं, but otherwise by giving us only the wisdom or the knowledge or the viveka, that Ishvara helps us in avoiding the pramada. And we have to be blessed by that Ishvara. For that only we do the upasana. With that upasana, when Ishvara blesses us, what happens is viveka. In that parakashta sthiti of the viveka, we ourselves avoid falling into the trap of pramada. If Ishvara lifts us without our knowledge or viveka, then when he lifts us and puts us somewhere and goes away, again we fall. Like the children and the grown-up children. Children, when they are falling in water or anything, you pull them up, again they will fall because they don't have viveka. Yeah, going and touching the fire or doing some nonsense. But as they grow to certain age, then they know it. Knowing, therefore, not putting the hand in the Agni is called as the freedom from the pramada of putting the finger in the Agni. That will not happen when mother lifts that child, takes him away. It's only temporary. Later on, the mother teaches him, Mere Agni haath jalega, or his own experience teaches him. Thereafter, he himself will not fall into pramada. In our own ignorance, we are becoming prey to pramada. Therefore, in our own wisdom only, we come out of pramada. If this is not the case, then Ishvara alone will have to do. Then Ishvara would have done to everyone. Ishvara will not have any biasness. You understood? It is I as a ego, as a jiva, with my own ignorance, I am falling trapped to pramada. All this information I don't have. The Guru or Shastra or Ishvara gives this knowledge. Using that knowledge, I will have to come out of my pramad. You understand? Tasmat ched na pramadyati. Even that sentence would have been unwanted if it is in the Ishvara's hand only to stop us falling into the trap of pramada. Therefore, every of the sadhaka in his sadhana, along with the positive aspect of tuning to the Mahatbrahma at the Upasana Kala, tuning to the Parabrahma at the Jnana Kala, he should also have to do the other thing, himself not falling trapped by the pramad. ये भी हमारा ही कर्तव्य है. That's why Uddhared Atmanatmanam is also our duty. Na Atmanam Avasadet also is our duty. The required help is given, that is in the form of Jnanam. Making that Jnanam stronger, being convinced of that Jnanam, we have to practice it. And what is the pramana for that? Many of the rishis or munis or the gurus and sadhakas, they practiced this Vijnanam and came out of their pramada. So I also have to, and I also can, then I also will practice this Jnanam and come out of my own pramada. The moha maya kya hota hai? If I don't will, God even cannot push me into moha. So too, if I don't will, God himself cannot help me in coming out of my own moha. So the willing, the knowledge and the effort is ours. When the will is mine, the knowledge he gives. When he gives the knowledge, effort is mine. Otherwise, in and through all the shastras, करो 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 क्यों बोल रहे हैं? तुम कुछ मत करो, मैं कर लेता हूं, बोलना चाहिए ना भगवान को. That is not the way. That is how the Srishti is made. The Srishti is in generally made by the Lord, and the trapped jivas will have to put to their effort to come. Otherwise, effort namak cheez nahi hai, purushartha. Then why so many of lot lakaras? Lot lakara means the orders, etc. given, aisa karo, vaisa karo. All these explanation we are giving as an explanation to this sentence of Shruti Mata, that not only Vijnanam Brahma Ched Veda Upasana you are doing, along with that, Tasmat Chet Na Pramadhyati. When you don't allow yourself to come under the Pramada. We discussed yesterday, Pramada. Mada means mother, arrogance. The carelessness born out of arrogance, born out of any nonsense, is the one which takes us to the pramada. Carelessness born out of arrogance, which is born for any reason. We don't know. Arrogance can be any reason. I am the son of MLA, MP, or I am Brahmana, or I am rich, or I am intelligent, or I am youngster, or I am smart. अरे बेवकूफ़ी के लिए हजारों चार एग्जाम्पल्स है, हजारों रीजन्स है हमारे पास. Each of them are making us arrogant. That arrogance is called pramada. That leads to the accident called as pramada. Clear? Now Bhagavan Shankara's version thoroughly in these 3-4 lines, he said, yesterday we touched, but not as detailedly, deeply as it has to be done. Therefore, little more time we will spend today also. Tasma. So, Tatcha Vijnanam Brahma Chet. Yadi Veda means Vijanat. So, in that there is a Mahatbrahma is there. That Mahatbrahma ke hi Amsha hai. All the individual Vijnanamaya koshas in the whole universe, including mine also. Therefore, every Vijnanamaya kosha should tune to Mahatbrahma. We have 100% tuned, they have become the Devata. So, those who are not at all tuned, they were creating suffering to them only. Therefore, I also must tune to that Mahatbrahma. This is called as Veda or Vijnana. Clear? Yajna Bhavana and all of them are part of it. Now I will not go into that angle. The main thought is understood by us. Our Vijnanamaya Kosha is capable of having knowledge. Our Vijnanamaya Kosha has the capacity of doing Sankalpa and doing Karma as Karta. So this Karta, who can do Karma, who is staying at Vijnanamaya Kosha, who can have the Vijnana of the Shastras, have the Shastra Vijnana. According to that only the yajna, the karma he should do, not anything personal. No kamya karma, zero. Everything samashti ukta yajna karma only we are doing. That is the meaning of Vijnanam Brahmached Veda. Now second one is what? Na kevalam Veda eva. Not only is understanding it intellectually, not only is trying out it up to the best of his abilities, but the other thing also you'll have to take care of. What is that? Tasmat Brahmana chet na pramadyati. Tasmat chet. Tasmat means Brahmana. Chet means if at all, if na pramadyati, if it doesn't fall into the pramada. So, what is the meaning of Tasmat Brahmana na pramadyati? From that Brahma Upasana, not even once if he is not falling. The falling is called as pramada. And what is the pramada? In from the Brahman, Shankara Bhagavan beautifully explains. He says, Baheshu eva anatmasu atma bhavi tatvat praptam vignanamaye brahmani atma bhavanaya pramadana. There is no simple, direct, perfect explanation than this. The same thing is said in more easier way in the end of the same paragraph. One by one word, not only listen, but try to understand. Not only try to understand, but feel what is Bhashyakara's Bhashya to guide us. What is the meaning of the Shruti Mata's order or sadhana to be done. So one by one word. Bahyeshu eva anatmasu. Bahyeshu means they are external. Anatmasu, they are never the self. So which are the external and never self? To the Vijnanamaya are the other three earlier koshas, the Anna Prana Mana. Therefore, Anna Prana Mana are the Bahya to the Vijnana, and they are not Atma either of Vijnana. Vijnana is the Atma of them, and we are now at the Vijnanamaya level as Atma, no more at Anna Prana Mana. And yet, because of vasanas, because of still the habits remaining, because still the taste for the world is there, because still the temptations of the world are there, and all of that is because still our drushti is there towards them. Then what is happening? Bhagyeshu eva anatmasu atma bhavitatvat. Whenever, even for a microsecond also, when you have the atma bhavana to this anatma and bahya, anna and prana mano, at that very moment. And from that moment, as long as we have the atma bhavana for the anatma called anna prana mana, praptam is gained. What is that? Vijnanamaye brahmani atma bhavanayaha pramadanam. The pramada is arrived in which we have lost the practice of doing the Vijnanamaya as Mahatbrahma Upasana. Dekho, it is very sublime thought. This is what exactly in a devotional topic 100% we studied in all our evening 3 classes yesterday. The Bhagavatam Dashama Skanda, Bhagavatam Dvadasha Skanda, Adhyatma Ramayanam Dashama Anuvaka Asarga. What is said in devotional language and what we are studying in Yoga Darshanam and what we are seeing here in Vedanta, absolutely true. In the Bhakti Shastra, what we talked, the forgetfulness of the Lord is giving license to Maya to overpower us. The remembrance of the Lord puts check to the arrival of Maya. Directly we can't do anything with Maya. It is a forgetting of the Lord which creates the Maya's effects. Remember that? Yesterday we discussed. Here also, the moment we क्या कहते हैं आत्मा भावा even little with the anatma we develop, immediately our upasana that this Mahat Brahma is Vijnanamaya Brahma is Mahat Brahma only, this upasana का प्रमाद हो जाता है. And even a moment if it is done, the pramad happens. But what do we do? Even though we have studied scriptures, Vedanta, all the time we are in Anatma as Atma Bhavana. Therefore, we are always in Pramada. Our Pramadas are many levels. The final Pramada is told by Shruti here. But our levels of Pramada are what? First of all, we don't even recognize that there is a Vijnanamaya Kosha. To that extent, we are lost in Anna Prana Mana. Second is what? When the Vijnanamaya का presence ही नहीं पता है, then Vijnanamaya में वेदों का ज्ञान होना चाहिए. उसके अनुसार ही that Vijnanamaya should do the karma as a karta either of the dharmadi or the dravya yajnadi or the ज्ञान यज्ञादि. All this knowledge कहाँ रहेगा विज्ञान में? ऐसा करने के बाद ही या करने के कोशिश के बाद ही this individual vijnana is samashti vijnana, that upasana we can do. And reversely also, once be attentive, the Vyashti Vijnanamaya loses its upasana of the Samashti Vijnanamaya, Mahatbrahma, automatically it will be slave to the Manoprana Anna, then the Pramada will be there of Manoprana Anna Tadatmya. It is dono taraf se. Like in Bhakti Shastra, if you remember the world, you forget the God. If you remember the God, you forget the world. Therefore, you should not remember the world, you should remember only the God, is the remedy. Here also, the Vijnanamaya Tadatmya to the Mahatbrahma should be went on maintained and never allowed the Tadatmya with Anna Pranamana. Same time, with Anna Pranamana, we have to withdraw from our Vijnanamaya Tadatmya. Simultaneously, our Vijnanamaya should work in tune with Mahatbrahma as Upasana. Consciously, when we keep on doing this, that is called as Tasma Chet Na Pramadyati. Tan Nivrutyartham, for avoiding that pramada, the sentence is said, Uchyate. What it is said? Tasma Chet Na Pramadyati iti. Therefore, what is our sadhana? To maintain our identity with Vijnanamaya, thereafter doing the upasana of the Vijnanamaya to be the part of Mahatbrahma, thereby blessed by the Mahatbrahma, and then we evolve. And that though is not our goal, but slowly it helps us in tuning to the Parabrahma. And we are through this study, and when we studied other Upanishads, even Mandukya, everywhere we saw one thing is what? There are very rare cases where an individual from the Vyashti straight away enters into Brahmanubhava. But general sadhana mein, from the Vyashti we have to go to Samashti. From the Samashti only we can go. That is why through Karma Yoga, from our Vyashti desires, we enter into the Samashti Seva. Through Bhakti Yoga also, from the Vyashti we pray for the whole world. Is it not? These are all Shastras have unanimously said, easily we cannot get out of the individuality to enter into the self. The in-between step is what? Instead of for individuality, when you work for the totality, to that extent, the hold of individuality is reduced. Then when we are working with totality without any selfishness and all, the purity of the heart happens. In that pure heart only, the Tattva Jnana, the Brahma Jnana, the Atma Jnana, receiving capacity will be there, understanding capacity will be there, abiding in that knowledge capacity will be there. Even individual is cocooned, isolated in his own ahankara with anna pranamana, he will never be able to remember, listen and understand Brahma Jnana. Even if he tries, he will be an utter failure. That is why by tuning to the samashti, we have to eject out of our own vyashti. This is very, very essential. व्यष्टि से समष्टि के बाद ही हमको समष्टि के भी पीछे रहने वाला ब्रह्म को पकड़ने का चांस है. That is why in this particular kosha, in earlier koshas it's okay, but Vijnanamaya is the one which has to support all these three. If the Vijnana is taken care, other three are taken care. So if the Vijnanamaya kosha is tuned to Mahat Brahma, following the orders of Vijnanamaya, the Prana, Mana, Anna also can live at the samashti. Then through that, these individuals, all obstructions, vasanas, wrong habits of living for selfishness, all these which are obstructions for the Brahma Jnanam, they go away. That is called purification. In that purity only the Brahma Jnana is revealed. Otherwise, it will not enter into, like abhi class mein baitha hu. If the mind is only thinking about Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, then will I receive the Tattva Jnana given as it is given in the spirit? Or notice in yoga. That is what is meant here. Now, all this is summarized in one beautiful sentence by Bhashyakara to us. Therefore, Annamayadishu Atma Bhavam Hitva. Giving up the Atma Bhava towards the Anna and Pranamana is three. First sadhana. Second, Kevale Vijnanamaye. First to come to live life at the level of Vijnanamaya. And keep on learning the knowledge of Vedas, which are telling us what we have to do in the outer Vyavahara as the Dharma, and what Upasanas through Dravya Yajna we have to do for the evolution, and what is Jnana Yajna we have to do for Moksha through Brahmanubhuti. दिस विज्ञानमय कोश को हमें भरना है विज्ञान से, और उस विज्ञानमय में लेवल में ही जीना सीखना है. थर्ड वन इज देन एज इट इज सेड विज्ञानमय ब्रह्मणि. दिस विज्ञानमय ऑलवेज शुड बी इन ट्यून विथ टोटल. दैट्स कॉल्ड विज्ञानमये ब्रह्मणि आत्मत्वं भावयन् आस्ते चेत इत्यर्थः. If at all he can do this, means he must do it. And if he does that, then this will be the Falashruti, which will be told in the next line. When this chance is there, why don't you do? Like when I work hard, I can grow in my particular subjects of doctor or anything, and then I can get better job, and then I can have respect in the society, get lot of money also. Why should I not go for it? Is it not a common sense? When it is in my capacity. So too, when as a Vijnanamaya Kosha, I can live and get rid of the bondage of Anna Pranamana, why not do that? So too, when this Vijnanamaya can be tuned to the Mahatbrahma, with the help or blessing of Mahatbrahma, when I can evolve in my stature in all aspects, when it can be done, why not? This is called as the conviction or the wisdom. Why not is a question we have to ask. Just like in samsara, we ask when the pleasures are coming from the senses, why not? When in nice ananda is there in nidra, why not? Only by asking why not, we were becoming samsari. By asking why not, only we become sadhak. Why not? And that has to come from within. And to give us that wisdom is the effort of all these satsangas, which relentlessly from our Guru for many years we do, then slowly inside that why not will come. Just like after digging for a long period on the earth or anywhere, the nikshepa of the petrol or the nikshepa of the diamonds, etc., that will come, not straight away. इवन इन सूरत में भी ऐसे थोड़े मिलेंगे आपको डायमंड्स, आपको खोजना पड़ता है. फेमस इन इंडिया फॉर द डायमंड माइंस. Is it not? In the same way, listening, it clicks to us. Why not live at Vijnanamaya and get freed from Anna Pranamana clutches? Why not lift this Vijnanamaya to the Mahatbrahma and be blessed by him? Then comes, why not use this Vijnanamaya to study the Upanishads and Brahma Vidya and reach to Brahmanubhuti? This why not is an inspiration. How can I leave the world is a perspiration or frustration. This is a trick of the mind. Mind, when it tempts with the lower ones with emotion and pulses, we have to play the same trick with the intellectual understanding. By asking why not, we have to defeat the mind's projection or the desires or demands of, oh, I am missing it, it looks so good. यही है खेल, अपने ही अंदर होता है. Like when we are born as human, when we are in Sanatan Dharma, when we are at the feet of our masters, and when they are giving all our blessings to us, when they have faith on us, or our own spiritual evolution, why not? Will it not this thought give us an inspiration? If this is not awared by us, then we only do what our mind says. In spite of all such glorious blessings, still we hanker behind what the mind desires, what senses seek, and what the body demands. Then we continue to be samsari only, dukkhi only, lost in pava punya, in sukha dukkha. Why not? When my guru expects from me, why can't I do it? I can. If he doesn't expect from me, why will he give all these opportunities? The Lord has hopes on me, is it not? And I can do. Why not? So therefore, what is the avoidance of the pramada? Ki annamayadishu atma bhavam hitva kevale vijnanamaye brahmani atmatvam bhavayan aste. Iti chet. If it can be achieved by you, then that Mahatbrahma will bless you with the results, as we saw the Falashruti of Upasana in all the other three. Wherever there are Upasanas, there will be Phala. Parabrahma Jnanami is not any other stool of Phala, but there also is a Phala is there. The Phala is moksha. Then moksha is not a created thing. The Atmanubhuti already there. Self is always there. I am that self only. But the avidya is removed. That removal of avidya is the phala there. Then the ever existing self is experienced by us. That is the dhyana phala, shravana manana nididhyasanadi phala. And that topic has not yet come. Only after the pancha koshas analyzed and kept away, that we enter into Brahma Tattva study, which started in the beginning. सत्यम ज्ञानवंतम ब्रह्म युवेद नीतम गुहायाम परमे व्योमन सोष्ट वहां रोक दिया. Of that Satyam Jnanantam Brahma is not touched now. But to reach to that Brahma, crossing the five koshas is being told now. Okay. Now, therefore, if we have really thoroughly understood this topic, what should be our everyday routine or awareness? What is said here? Keep on doing the upasana of your personal Vijnanamaya as Mahatbrahma. While doing so, don't fall into pramada. And the pramada is Bahyeshu Anatmasu Atma Bhavana. And the Anatma are very clearly anamig said by Bhashyakara to avoid any doubt or confusion. Anna Prana Manomaya Adishu Atma Bhavam Akrutva. Therefore, which are the Anatmas? Anna and Prana Mana. Now, throughout the day, therefore, our exercises should be what? Which are the places, which are the involvements, which are the experiences which are strengthening my aham annamaya asmi bhavana. Which are the places where aham manomaya pranamaya asmi is strengthening. Which is a place where the aham manomaya asmi is strengthening. We have to recognize those thoughts. And there, if you can act upon and cut or remove or eliminate those points, then the Annamayadi Tadatma called as Pramada, we can avoid. This is a very important practical exercise. Each one will have to discover himself. And commonly, generally, we all know the Annamaya Tadatmya becomes stronger in the excessive sleep. Annamaya Tadatmya becomes stronger in our catering to the needs of the body more than required of all types of makeup, julkam, etc. Annamaya Tadatma is stronger in various other things of Sharirika Bhoga. Isn't it? Bathroom mein, then in the physical interaction mein, then Nidra mein, mainly Aham Devosmi thought becomes stronger. Annamaya Tadatma, and whole day we spend there only. Therefore, it is becoming so difficult to transcend this pramada of falling to the level of Annamaya. And so too, becoming too sensitive and worried about the Deha Adi. Therefore, you have to take care of it, but at the same time, we must also know there is something called as Prarabdha to this Annamaya. कभी कभी उसको भी छोड़ना है. Otherwise क्या होगा? Whole mind is attending only to that. You will never reach to Vignanamaya Kosha to study and understand what Shastra says for sadhana as evolution. उधर जाएंगे नहीं, हम दिन भर ऐसे फंसे रहते. So Nidra is Annamaya Koshadi Tadatmya. Okay. Then also the Snanadi. They are all to the body only. Makeup, julkapu, all of them. Then Bhautika Sukha of interaction. That also Annamaya Kosha Tadatmya, strengthening spots. As quickly as possible we can come out of it, it is better for us. Second, where is the Pranamaya Kosha Tadatmya is stronger. Pranamaya Kosha Tadatmya stronger is only in two places. One is excessive, continuous, constant thinking and involvement in Bhojanam. Bhojanam is not Annamaya Kosha Roga. It is Pranamaya Kosha problem. Because the Bhojana ke liye jo hunger thirst hota hai, they are Pranamaya Kosha Lakshanas. With the Bhojanam eaten, when the body is strengthened, that body seeks either nidra or the other bhoga with the body. Clear? Should have any doubt. Second, pranamaya kosha we get lost is in unwanted activities other than our own karma, dharma karma. Anything if it is not our dharma, if we do it, then we are misusing our pranamaya kosha. Prana Shakti has its relation with the activities. Prana Shakti has its dharma of the asana and pipasa. Therefore, whenever the asana pipasa is valued, we are valuing pranamaya and we are lost. How much the asana pipasa have to be valued? Just for survival sake, whatever bhojanam, water required, उसना लेकर फिर प्राणमय का सोचना ही नहीं. So too, as regards the activities are concerned, this is my duty toward the family, toward the society, in my job. कर दिया. Even little also new activity, if we don't involve in, then we are maintaining the pranamaya. ज़्यादा करने लगे ना, so then we are at the prana level caught up. See, most of us on the name of social services and all, we get lost in pranamaya activity. At one level it may be okay, but when you want to transcend the Panchakoshas and reach to Brahma Tattva, we have to leave all that. That's why Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Sarva Annamaya Dharman Parityajya. Pranamaya Dharman Parityajya. That is the meaning of Sarva Dharman Parityajya for a pure spiritual sadhaka who is wanting to see Brahma beyond the Panchakoshas. Here Panchakosha Dharma को छोड़कर आत्म धर्म में आ जाना. माम एकम means me the pure one without second Brahma Tattva Sharanam Raja, find your identity. Manomaya Kosha, where is it? In emotions, in whims and fancies, in unnecessary imaginations, in unnecessary projections, in unnecessary carrying the load of the past, and in the unwanted fears of the future. These are the few things in which the Manomaya becomes stronger. Therefore, Manomaya is only to know the Veda mantras by heart. Other than that, the Manomaya should do nothing. Sometimes while doing the Dharma, a part of the Dharma, that Manomaya can have that time of, let us say, emotion. Like somebody is wounded or hospitalized. So you go there. So when a person is hospitalized, you are there, straight away you can't say you are not Deha, you are Brahma, so give up your body. There that fellow is suffering. Therefore, a word of consolation he expects. So consolation word cannot be arrogant and erratic. It is emotional only. अरे बेचारा कैसा हुआ रे तुमको नहीं होना चाहिए था. So anyway, I am praying for you. Please get well soon. So these are emotions used. Emotions are in Manomaya. But don't become emotional कि उससे ज़्यादा रोते हुए वहीं बैठ गए मेरे लिए और एक बेड लगाओ. Or bringing the load of that fellow's misery to you. Your miseries are sufficient. उसके लिए खुद miserable बन के हम कुछ करने वाले नहीं हैं. You can do prayer and leave. You can give some money and leave. You can do some physical seva and leave. You can give a word of consolation and leave. You can express some emotion and leave. More than that, don't carry load of anybody in your mind. Then it's not a sadhana. It is their prarabdha and Ishvara takes care. If you don't cut there, then we go on having in our mind the thoughts only of the people, their misery, their problem. This is not spirituality. The whole world is mithya at one level, and why are you worried so much? These good things, now we understand how the Sattva Guna binds us. This is Sattva Guna. That you went to console someone who is hospitalized, you have taken the gifts and all, but it is binding me. Because I am worried about बेचारा इसको एक्सीडेंट हो गया, उनके बच्चों का क्या होगा. अब कितने माँ बाप मरे, बच्चे ग्रो कर रहे हैं. They are all growing. No, you can't do anything by becoming emotional. If you have some help, you can do, but what else more you can? अब यूक्रेन में और इन दिस सीरिया में एंड दिस टर्की में so many died. How those days, how much tense we were exactly 1 month back, 6th को. But now it has part of वो लोग भी जी रहे हैं जिनको जीना है, मर नहीं मर रहे. We can't be emotional about anything in this world beyond limit. जितना यूज करेंगे उससे ज्यादा नहीं. Then we are not having tadatmya with anna prana mana. Thus we are avoiding the pramada. All the time we have to be aware of it. Inside our mind and outside when you are doing vyavahara. On the seat of meditation as well as outside. That's the meaning of annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya dishu atmavavam akrutva. And like me, I am a jiva inside this anna pranamana. I am given out of my prarabdha these things. So to every jiva is given that. And I am going through my own prarabdha, my own body diseases. When I have to suffer, nobody will come to help me. When the suffering need not be there, then somebody will come and give me food or medicine. If my prarabdha is there, nobody to give me food or medicine, I may die also. Nobody can do anything. I can't blame anyone. I can't credit to you when you give me the food because I deserved you gave me. I can't debit or scold you or say anything if you don't give me because it's not in my prarabdha. So simple it is, so direct it is. So like I have, so to everyone. And at the most you can help whatever you can do. You can pray. Okay? More than that, any emotional entanglement is samsara. That is pramad. And it is endless. Towards anyone, like your children are working somewhere, you tell them all cares. You can call them and tell them, ठीक हो कि नहीं पूछते रहो ऐसे जाए तो भेज दो all that. But you can't carry the load and go on worried about that fellow. उसका क्या होगा? अरे सोचने से कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. जो होगा वही होगा. You shift your mind to your Vijnana level, identity to the Vijnana level, reach to your Vijnanamaya and use that for the perfect works to be done for your evolution and tune it to the Mahatbrahma. इसमें हमें बिजी होना है. इसमें how much ever we study therefore Shastras, that will never help us to evolve. Practically, when we give up our Tadakya with Anna Prana Mana, then only we evolve. And unless I transcend my Tadat with my Anna Pranamano, I cannot see the Jiva in everybody. I will also continue seeing everybody as Anna Pranamano, and then I will live life only at that level. In my interest, in the interest of others, like Gurudev, Mahatmas. How do they look at us? For their own safety, they look at us as Brahma Swarupa, Anubhutikali. For ourselves, they look at us as Jiva. Therefore, they guide the jiva in us, not the samsari who is identified with anna pranamana. Like a shishya is there in the Gurukula. Guru guides the jiva in the disciple to get out of anna pranamana tadatmya. Therefore, he imposes all rules, regulations, he gives orders, instructions. You will not mind about the emotion of the disciple, like a doctor. When he needs to cater to the health of the patient, he will not worry is itna pain ho raha hai. Are injection देंगे तो pain होगा ही. I am not worried. My concern is to give you health for that injection is required. It will pain. That's not my job. That's not my problem. I'll do operation. Post-operative pains will be there. That is the way it is. It is your problem, not mine. So too, whether we are able to tune to the Guru and stay in the Gurukula and do what he says to come out of our pramada, it is in our hands. Guru will be like that, like Tapan Maharaj. मैं ऐसे ही रहूंगा, ऐसे करोगे ही तुम अपने कोशों से बाहर आओगे. नहीं करोगे तो तुम चले जाओ. I will not change my rules. लेकिन patient can stop going to the hospital. Doctor cannot change the rules for the sake of patient. Is it not? Very, very important instructions, these are all. All of them are hidden behind this simple looking commentary by Bhashyakara and the mantra by the Shruti Mata. So, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomayadishu, Atmavam Akrutva, Kevale, Vijnanamaye, Brahmani, Atmabhavam, Atmatvam Bhavayan Aste. Bhavayan Aste is a present continuous tense. Means all the time he is in that only. Bhavayan Aste iti chet. If he is able to do that, then the results, the Falashruti is said in the next beautiful this paragraph. With this, the Vijnanamaya ends. Then we start the study of Anandamaya. The Vijnanamaya is more important and more elaborate than all other. All other important because we are lost. Anna Prana Mana. Ustara important. But for the sadhana sake, it is Vijnanamaya ka jada हमें ख्याल रखना है. We have to reach to Vijnanamaya level, stay only at the Vijnanamaya level, use the Vijnanamaya level for its perfection, and that is keep on filling it with the authentic Jnana of the Shastra, in which the Dharma Vyavahara, the Upasana, the Jnanam, these three are should be fully in our Vijnanamaya Kosha. Never ever there should be any doubt in me regarding what Dharma I have to do, what Upasana or the Yajna I have to do, Dravya Yajna for the achievement of the things. And what the what do you call the jnana yajna I have to do for my liberation, my discovery of my essential self. Okay. Now this Mahatbrahma Upasana, like when you do the Ishvara Pranidhana, you will do the Asampragnata Samadhi. Here also, when I continuously do the Mahatbrahma Upasana, that this Vijnanamaya is from the Mahatbrahma, and Mahatbrahma se मैं अभी कभी अलग नहीं हूँ. It is in my notion that I am trying to have my separate, isolated, individual life. Like that the बहू शादी करते ही वो लड़के को उड़ाकर अलग फैमिली सेटअप करती हैं, leaving those old parents to their own death. In the same way, my Vijnanamaya Kosha, kidnapped by Anna and Prana Mana, creating my own destruction. Therefore, I will not live like that. I will only stay at the Vijnana level. This is how we have to strengthen our Vijnanamaya's power. As a sadhaka, we have to come to that level. Then do the upasana of the Mahatbrahma, as we said just now. Even the Vijnana is also part of the total. Like in the scheme of Ishvara's plan of giving health to the patients all over the world, that Ishvara alone is making some jivas as doctors, giving them the jnana of the medicine, and through them, the Ishvara only curing the diseases. If the doctor knows it, then he is doing Mahatbrahma Upasana. If he doesn't know and says that I am doctor, my study, my specialization, it is my hospital, and I do it for my own name and fame and money, then he is a samsara. Can he make a hospital without the Ishvara? Can he have his own knowledge without Ishvara? Is it not the patients are sent by Ishvara only to this girl, this particular doctor? So to a lawyer, so to a politician, so to an engineer, so to a sannyasi. It is Ishvara's scheme that he is making me speak on the Shastras for whoever listen. Whom to listen, who to listen also Ishvara sends. It is in his scheme. We can't comment. When I know this one, I'm always in my Mahatbrahma Upasana. The Ishvara gave me this knowledge, gave me this opportunity, gave me this freedom. And it is happening. See, where is ego? Tuning to Mahatbrahma happening. Same time, Anna Prana Mana is kept under check at least for the time of the class. We are only at the Vijnanamaya level. Because Shastra का ही अध्ययन कर रहे हैं, शास्त्र का ही प्रवचन इत्यादि कर रहे हैं. So what is that Shruti? See, it's a big paragraph. Tomorrow we'll touch it, finish it, and start our Anandamaya Kosha also. Tata kim syat iti uchyate sharire papano hitva sharirabhimana nimittahi sarve papmanaha tesham cha vijnanamaya brahmanyatma vivanat nimittapaye hanam upadyate shatrapaye vachayapayah तस्मात् शरीराभिमान निमित्तान् सर्वान् पापनः शरीर प्रभवान् शरीरेव हित्वा विज्ञान ब्रह्म स्वरूपापन्नः तत्स्थान् सर्वान् कामान् विज्ञानमयेव आत्मना समष्टुते सम्यक् भुङ्क्ते इत्यर्थः. Excellent thought explanation. Spashta Rupa. Bhagavan Adi Shankara's guidance. Tomorrow, without going to the details which we have seen so far, straight away the Falashruti karte hue, then we go to the Anandamaya study tomorrow. Sarvam Parabrahmarpanamastu Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Satimatre Namam Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Om 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 Thank you, friends. Eva Bono Itvam